Hey yo, how's it going out there? Well, it's one of those times where I get to tell you about my fabulous past and the things that I have to live with every single day of my life. Anyway, let me first tell you, before I even turned 20, 19, about to turn 20, I did not know how to dance whatsoever. Like, I am that guy who will always sit there and be posted up and not even think once about trying to approach a woman and ask her to dance. Like, I wouldn't care if all the finest girls in the club or at any kind of get-together had approached me if I was the only guy there and they asked me if I wanted to dance. My answer will always be no. I am that guy who will quickly blow you off no matter what. Well, anyway, all that was because I didn't know how to dance, period. Up until I was 19, about to turn 20. I had actually started learning how to ballroom dance. And I've actually gotten pretty good at it. I know how to put them ladies in those right kind of turns whenever I want them to. I've actually developed a couple of skills where I want to make sure that me and my partner meet back to back. Like, our backs literally touching each other. It's been done before, but at least I think it's been done before, but I figure out how to do it, and it's my move. I claim ownership to what I had thought of. Anyway, let's take this back to the 8th grade year, because that's where my mind always goes back to whenever it goes to dancing. Anybody that knew me from the 8th grade, or even way before the 8th grade, they knew that I was not the kind of guy who will talk to anyone. I was the mute the whole entire time. I was the robot the whole entire time. No communications whatsoever. Come 8th grade year, I started learning how to communicate a little bit more, but only very slightly because I didn't know how to really communicate with people. And one of the people that I started to communicate with had turned to be my 7th/8th grade crush. I've known her since probably like 5th or 6th grade, but I never really talked to her until around that time. She was one of the most gorgeous girls you could ever meet, and one of the smartest too. Yes, I'm giving you your little props in case you're watching this video. Yes, this is about you. And yes, I do still have a slight little crush on you, but I already know that nothing's ever going to happen between us, so I am actually 100% over that. I was talking with my crush a little more, trying to communicate with her more and more, and to me, that was like one of the most greatest things that ever happened, because I never really talked to any girl that I actually liked in a more than a friend kind of way, if you get what I'm saying. Anyway, fast forwarding to all that comes 8th grade prom, where everybody was actually dressed for the occasion like any other normal prom. Guys in their little suit and ties, girls in those beautiful gowns and dresses. I was in my own zone, as usual, that guy who stays to himself at any party, any club, or whatever, in my little suit and tie, gold vest, gangster. And my crush, she approaches me, and she was wearing this beautiful beige green dress. It was like, oh my gosh, if there was a color that actually matched you, green would be your color. And the hair, it was curled up just right. She was looking one of her best. She always looked good, but this is definitely one of her best. She comes up to me and she says the thing that most guys usually ask a girl whenever it comes to those dances. She asked me, "Do you want to dance?" I am in heaven right now, because in my mind all this was like processing through. I was excited, I was happy, because my crush had came up to me and asked me if I wanted to dance. The girl who I had dreamt of, who I had always felt like that I wanted to be with, the girl I was just pretty much crazy over in my own special way. While all that great fantasizing stuff was going through my head, I unconsciously said the one thing that I wish I never said. No. What is your problem, man? Have you lost your mind? How could you say no to one of the most beautiful women who approached you and asked you to dance? How could you say no to that? How could you deny what could have been more than just a friendship at that night? As I was like literally beating myself up and hanging myself and shooting myself, doing all kinds of stuff in my head, I looked at my crush. I can literally see in her eyes that she was very disappointed. And the words that came out of her mouth was all foul, all bad. None of it was positive. She was literally going to destroy me. Just playing. I didn't actually, in reality, I didn't hear a single thing she said because the music was on blast, but she was very disappointed that I had turned her down. And I was disappointed and very infuriated with myself, the fact that I said no to one of the most beautiful girls to ever approach me. And now, every day that I do my little ballroom dance, every time I approach a beautiful girl, into which I literally want to thank you. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to approach women, period. I wouldn't have been able to learn my lesson whatsoever. But whenever I get up, ask a girl to dance, get on that ballroom dance floor, my mind always races back to that moment. The moment that I always regret and wish I could just turn back the heads of time and do it all over again and do it right. But life goes on. You live and learn. Well, that's my story. Take care. Peace, love, and hair grease.